I guess they're not as smart as they look. Welcome to MojoPlays, and today we're looking at video game geniuses who are actually idiots. Just because they sport a lab coat or have a big brain does not make them super intelligent, especially when they're making obviously stupid decisions. These dim-witted masterminds, however, have got to be the worst offenders.
And guess what? Ground up moon rocks are pure poison. I am deathly ill.
Before we begin, we publish new content all week long, so be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. Dr. Neo Cortex, Crash Bandicoot series.
We've had a few unfortunate setbacks.
Over the years, Cortex has proven that even the biggest heads can make dumb mistakes, but this error was glaring enough to put him on this list. At the start of the first Crash Bandicoot, we see him and assistant Dr. N. Brio performing tests on Crash, and Cortex reveals that Crash would become his general of the Cortex Commandos.
Failure again! Capture him!
So, let me get this straight. You have a gangster Potaroo with an affinity for Tommy guns, a muscled koala whose pecs are bigger than his head, and a crazed kangaroo, but you choose the scrawny marsupial to lead them? Cortex, did you really think this all the way through, or were you just looking for a mascot? Dr. EXA Volt, metal arms, glitch in the system.
But by using my superior intellect, quick wits, and the fact that they are utter buffoons, when an opportunity to make good my escape arose, I took it.
When Glitch first rescued Dr. EXA Volt, we thought of him as a brilliant and well-respected scientist. Of course, our thoughts were changed when we learned about his true intentions. Not only was he responsible for rising up the Mill Army, but he's also the one who built General Corrosive. This is where his true stupidity shines, or rusts. See, EXA Volt was programmed to be unable to know how to upgrade himself, and so he decided to build a robot better than himself, General Corrosive. Unfortunately, when Corrosive broke free, he destroyed EXA Volt's lab. The General can't even speak English and just grunts and wails. So, did the scientist really accomplish his task? Not by a long shot.
I'm not through with you yet, Glitch.
Dr. Wily, Mega Man series. Since the franchise began in 1987, we're led to believe that Dr. Wily is one of the smartest scientists in the world. After all, he has designed a vast number of robots to help him achieve his quest of world domination. However, these robots have led to his downfall on countless occasions. Anyone who's played Mega Man knows that each robot master defeated grants our protagonist a new weapon that'll be effective against another. At some point, Wily should have realized why the Blue Bomber has managed to defeat him every single time. It doesn't take a high IQ to realize that water beats fire. Andross, Star Fox series. Of all the big brains on this list, Andross is the one we wouldn't dare try to challenge without a good R-Wing. Not only can this guy engineer some devastating biotechnology, but his perseverance in destroying the Lilat system is absolutely terrifying. However, when you've faced him enough times, the primate becomes a total joke since he uses the same strategy 99% of the time. Oh, we're doing the floating head and laser hands again? You think a dangerous mind would conjure up new tactics and weapons, but Andross just doesn't get it. It's been decades, man. Have you not learned the definition of insanity yet? Jack of the Green, Medieval.
Greetings, Sir Fortescue. My name is Jack of the Green. I am the master of riddles, and this maze is my domain.
The ego on this guy is as big as Zarok's lair. When heading to the asylum, Sir Daniel Fortesque finds himself trapped in the hedge maze owned by the self-proclaimed Master of Riddles, Jack of the Green. At first, it sounds like Jack is going to be quite the trickster, but his riddles turn out to be far easier than he likes to think they are.
I live for laughter. I live for the crowd. Without it, I am nothing.
While he promises Daniel a reward for solving all of his riddles, he ends up getting really salty about being outsmarted and tells the lanky knight to find his own way out. Hey, it isn't Dan's fault that you spent ages coming up with these simple conundrums.
You think you're so clever, don't you?
Nico, Dead or Alive 6.
Hamilton, was it? She just had to get involved, didn't she?
The newest lady of the Dead or Alive franchise is quite a mischievous little punk. As a scientist for the secret organization MIST, Nico plots to reawaken the demonic Raidu, Ayane's father who nearly killed Kasumi's brother, Hayate. However, we have a feeling Nico had no idea what she was doing.
Of course, our remarkable scientific investigation into the unfathomable body of the one called Raido seems to have invited an unforeseen rampage that we were unable to control.
Before his death, Raidu was a murderous psychopath, and when he's resurrected as a cyborg, Kasumi and company find themselves dealing with their own lethal Terminator. We aren't sure why Mist and Nico thought this was a good idea, but we're certain their own plan will lead to their downfall.
No, that's not how I see it. I don't believe that. Stop!
Samuel Hayden, Doom.
I think we can work together and resolve this problem in a way that benefits us both.
Yes, it was stupid of Olivia Pierce to think Hell's Army would give her a place in the New World Order, but when we look at Samuel Hayden, we can't help but wonder how such a complete dumbass became the chairman of the UAC. This guy must have his charisma stats maxed out. That doesn't change the irreversible damage he's caused though. This is the bright bulb that thought harvesting Hell's energy to save Earth was a good idea.
We balanced their Hell energy with our science, making it usable and safe. We solved an energy crisis the world had no answer for.
He even went with an expedition team to extract artifacts from Hell. In hindsight, Hayden and the UAC got what they deserved, and if he thinks he's going to get sympathy in Doom Eternal, he's got another thing coming.
I am not the villain in this story. I do what I do because there is no choice.
Cave Johnson, Portal 2.
Welcome, gentlemen, to Amateur Science. Astronauts, war heroes, Olympians, you're here because we want the best. And you are it. So, who is ready to make some science?
Sure, Cave Johnson was a remarkable man and helped make Aperture Science a prominent corporation in the world of science. But after we've listened to some of his audio logs, maybe he wasn't cut out to be the face of Aperture. Some of his thoughts turned into crazed ramblings, like when he talked about burning houses with lemons.
I'm the man who's gonna burn your house down with the lemon. I'm gonna get my engineers to invent a combustible lemon that burns your house down.
On top of that, his request to put Caroline's personality into GLaDOS would backfire and cause the tragic Bring Your Daughter to Work Day. Yeah, maybe creating a super advanced AI wasn't such a hot idea.
When life gives you lemons, make lemonade. Let's all stay positive and do some science.
Check out these other great clips from MojoPlays, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos.